Terry and I went to Winter Comiket. It was not what we were expecting. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of it all, let's go back to that Sunday morning. G'day everyone and welcome back to another Catch Up with Kiralee. If new here, hi, I'm Kiralee and on this channel we talk about all things cosplay, costuming and sewing related things. And today I am in Tokyo. It is December 31st, 2023 and Terry and I are off to Winter Comiket. I thought I'd take you guys along. We're going to check out the cosplay, we're going to check out the stalls, or as much as we possibly can before we need to die in a heap. I am not cosplaying. As you can see, I am wearing my WCS hoodie to represent Australian cosplay. But other than that, I will tell you more about cosplay and why I'm not cosplaying a little later in this video. But let's go! Woohoo! We've just got off the train and we're heading in. Yesterday there was 140,000 people. I would imagine it's about the same today. Good time. So we exchanged our online tickets for wristbands and we headed to join the lines. And when I say lines, I don't mean like a normal line like we would see here in Australia or the US. No, I'm talking about 10 people across and then orderly lines going backwards. Heading up to Tokyo Big Sight, it was honestly just a sea of people. And yet, there was no shouting, there was no commotion, it was all orderly. In a way, it was kind of eerie, but also it was kind of nice. Once into the main entrance, you had the option of going either to the west, east or south halls, but more on that a little bit later. For now, let's talk about the cosplay. The cosplayers were incredible and they were so kind. There was as much love shown for the bought cosplays as there were the handmade cosplays, which made me really happy. And the cosplays ranged from everything that was epic to cute to just straight up weird. It was clear that the cosplayers and those wanting to get the photos were all enjoying themselves. And I will say that this particular cosplayer who was doing Golbat was my absolute favorite cosplayer and he recognized my WCS hoodie. For those who don't know, you can't go to a Japanese convention in your cosplay. You have to buy a special ticket. At an allotted time, you can then go into a changing room and get changed into your cosplay, and there is also storage space available to you. And you need that storage space for the small suitcase that you bring along with you that has your cosplay inside. And yes, we saw a lot of cosplayers wheeling their suitcases, some small, some not so small, up the stairs from the train station to the main entrance. There were also dedicated cosplay spaces. We counted 3, but there could have been more. And this meant that the cosplayers pretty much stayed to those spaces. They could go around the convention and we did see them. However, they were all small cosplays. There was no big ball gowns or big armor pieces that were walking through the convention space. In fact, Comiket made a little manga and published it to explain to cosplayers all the rules that they had to follow, including putting any large props or just large pieces of their cosplay in general into their bags as they moved around the convention, even if that meant going from one cosplay space to another cosplay space. So let's now talk about the halls, shall we? So being the Australian that I am, and not being able to speak much Japanese, the very first place I went to was the international desk, where a lovely lady helped Terry and I. She asked me what it was that I was after, and I said I'm here for Sekizu, because I'd heard that Sekizu had come to all of the Winter Comikets, I believe, in the last couple of years, and I was so excited to see her booth. Only to be told that she wasn't there that year, and I later found out that she had her own exhibition down in Hiroshima. Rude. However, the lady said that there was lots of original designs and that we should check out the West Hall first. She then asked, you know, what else we were into, and we said, oh, well, we're into fan art. And she said, well, what kind of fan art? And I said, oh, you know, like cutesy stuff. I'm not really into that boy love thing. And she said, oh, no, boy love was yesterday. Today it's focused towards men. That should have been a massive red flag. Mates, I was not prepared. So anyway, we started in the West Halls, and it was all kind of original manga and artworks, and it was really, really cool. There was lots of inspiration taken from literally all around the world and put into these mangas, including some that were based in England, some that was based in France, and it looked really, really fantastic. However, I don't speak or read a lot of Japanese at all. So unfortunately it was wasted on me. However, what wasn't wasted on me was the incredible artwork. And I ended up buying 2 art books from a particular seller who I just fell in love with her artwork, and I was like, yep, you're coming home with me because these designs are very, very cute and I may need inspiration for cute cosplays in the future. After that, we headed to the South Halls, which were the smallish halls of the convention, and they were more like the commercial aspect of it all. Think if the West Hall was Artist Alley, the South Hall were the vendors. We got some free merch as we were walking around, but other than that, we kind of just went straight through it. It was really, really busy. I will also say that during the entire day, it was all lines. Even when we were in the convention center itself, it was just follow the lines to get around. And heading to the East Halls was no exception. We had to actually cross a road to get to the East Halls, and there was lines the entire way. When we got to the East Halls, this is where I cannot show you any footage of what I saw, because if I was to even show one frame of the East Halls, this entire video would be demonetized. It was that intense. The best way that I can explain the East Halls is how Terry described it in this clip that we shot at the end of the day.
It was full of smut.
It was full of smut.
Purely took me to a smut fest.
I did not. To give you an idea of the sheer size of the East Halls, think 6 convention center halls that were 3 by 3, all open and connected to each other. It was massive, and it was just rows and rows and rows of tables selling merch and artwork that featured big, big boobies, some small boobies, male ejaculation, and then boobies and penises on the same body. There was also a random manga that we saw that was all about Hitler, and there was a few rows at the end of one of the kind of halls which was about trains, and then it was about holiday destinations, and then it was about military. Make of that what you will. Now, Terry and I have pretty open minds, and I will say if that is what you love, all good, go do your thing, fantastic. But there was a point where Terry and I went, nope. And that was seeing young, prepubescent girls in sexual acts. As in artworks and manga and that sort of thing. Nope, nope. No, I don't care if it's a 1,000-year-old demon trapped in the body of a girl. No. Now you understand why I couldn't film any of it. In short, Winter Comiket was certainly an experience, and the cosplayers were incredibly lovely and just incredible in general. Certainly my highlight of the day, and it was really cool to see the Japanese orderly way of doing cosplay in action. That was really cool. Do I have a desire to go back to Comiket? No, absolutely not. I'm fine, thanks. But I'm super glad that I got the chance to see it all. Try anything once, right? It was just so different to like conventions as I know them to be. Thank you for joining me on this little review of Comic Market 103. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that if you are planning on going to Comiket in the future, this maybe helps. Yes? I don't know, maybe. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in the next one. Bye!